Hello everyone and welcome to the first video of 2016. I am so excited. I hope I don't have lipstick on my teeth. I didn't check that. Anyways, I'm so excited for this video because it's the first video of this year and I thought what would be the best way to kick off the year, and I thought that today we can talk about how to achieve our goals that many of us have probably already set, and if you haven't, shame on you. New Year's resolutions and all of that. Some of us have probably already broken our New Year's resolutions, but it's okay. You have 11 months to go and we need to make these goals happen. So I've written down some things that I thought were very practical. So yeah, let's just get started in how to make our goals happen for this year. You ready? I'm so ready. First one is write them down. Do not be that person that says, all my goals are in here, I got them in my head, I know like what I'm doing. No, you have to write them down. Get a planner, get your phone, get an app, get creative, make a poster, get a chalkboard. It doesn't matter what you have to do. You've got to write it down somewhere. Now you have to find something a planner that's going to be meaningful to you, because if it's not meaningful to you, you most likely will put it under your bed or put it somewhere and never know where it went. I have so many journals that I love and I write in all of them. They all have like a different meaning to me. This first one is actually my diary. Here I've written kind of my more emotional goals, spiritual goals, goals that are not really things that I can see, but that will eventually have a big impact in my life. So this is my diary, and so I know that I go to this often, so it's a place where I wrote goals where I want to maybe work on different things in my character, different things emotionally, different things spiritually. So this is kind of where I've written those down. And no, I will not read you anything off my diary, but this is a really important book to me, and yeah. I have this little cute one, and this is where I write all my video ideas. I love this one, and I've written different vlog ideas and video tutorial and all those things. If like all the things that people have said, Melissa, you should do this video, I've written it down and I've planned it to do it sometime this year. So this is like kind of my vlog planning book, which I love, and I think I've showed this before, so I've had this for quite a while. Next, I have my U of H planner, and this is my academic planner where I do like all my school stuff. This one I actually think it's pretty cool because it also has stickers. This is the one that I go to all the time and I have to stay updated with. So yeah, this is my U of H, U of H, U of H. COUGARS. Who you talking about? We're talking about the Cougars. And I miss football season. And this is my everyday life planner, where I do things about dance, and I have things about projects and meetings and other life things that I have to plan out, birthdays. And last but not least, yes, I do keep up with all these, trust me, I do. And when I travel with all of these things in my backpack. It's just the way my brain works. Like, I can't put everything in one. I have to like separate my brain into different categories. Like, it's like my brain is already like compartmentalized. I don't know what that word is, but it's like it's broken down into different compartments, and so that's how I physically have to plan my life as well. And then this one is also something that I do, like I write in from like my spiritual meetings that I go to, and you know, we have different like youth meetings and different like leadership goals, you know, if you're like a youth mentor or different things like that. So I write those in here. So yeah, those are all kind of the things how I write it down. It doesn't matter where you write it down, if you just want to put it on your phone, or you just want to get, like my brother does, he gets like a blank, one of those yellow sheet flip thingies, which are so not fashionable or cute, but he just writes them down. So yeah, like whatever you gotta do to just get them down somewhere, write them down, because that's gonna be the first part of your success. I am looking straight at you. That's crazy. Next one. Number 2, be realistic with your goals. Think 2016, not 2020. I mean, you can plan, you can have a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan. That's so important, but we're talking about 2016 right now. So, you know, for example, I want to have a baby this year. That's impossible because it takes 9 months to have a baby, and we have 11 months of the year left, and it's just not going to happen this year. So, you know, those are some things that could not be realistic for 2016. It's the only example I could give, don't judge me. But yeah, be realistic with your goals. I think that you think 2016, what are some things that I can achieve this year? Where do I want to see me at the end of 2016? Be realistic with yourself, but also challenge yourself. Believe in yourself that you can do great things, but also be realistic with what can happen this year and with what can't happen this year. And it's a good idea to plan 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead, 20 years ahead. All of that's really good, but if you're focusing on just this year, be realistic with what you can do within the next 11 months of your life. Number 3, prioritize. Prioritize your goals. Do the little things first. I was talking to my brother recently, and I was telling him, it's so crazy, Josh, how, his name is Josh, but I was telling him, I'm like, it's so crazy how it's those little things we put off, like those little things that take like 5 seconds to do, or maybe like a minute or 2 minutes or 5 minutes to do. Like literally, you can knock them out of the way so fast. Those are the little things we just put off and we put off and we put off, and then they become to be the most important things that we have to do. So prioritize your goals. What are some things, what are those little things that you can get out of the way now? What are those bigger things that maybe you have to kind of ease your way into? So prioritize your goals. That's going to be really important in your success. Number 4, don't procrastinate. If you're a procrastinator, raise your hand. I'm a procrastinator. I'm a huge to do this video, I procrastinated. I was supposed to do it like January 1st. It's like 13th. So yeah, I think procrastination, it lives inside all of us, but we need to conquer it. And procrastination, it can work 2 ways. It can become your biggest enemy, but there's times when you leave things behind and then there's so much pressure to get it done. Some people are like, I love that, I love to work under pressure, and I love that, I love to work under pressure, but I become a monster when I work under pressure, and I tend to not be very nice. So, you know, when you're under pressure, like when you procrastinate, you're under pressure, you're mean, you're not fully yourself, and you might get things done really well, but you're just going to stress yourself out. So just don't do it. Don't procrastinate. Make it a goal this year to do some things ahead of time, and once it gets there, you're going to be like, man, I am so glad I got that out of the way. So don't procrastinate, okay? Okay. Number 5, have plan A, B, and C. That is something my mom's always taught me, and she's like, Melissa, in life, you gotta have a backup plan. And sometimes that's really hard because it's kind of the thought of like, what if something doesn't work out in my life? I need to have a backup plan. Yeah, you kind of do, because it's always best to have one. And that's something that this year, I think that's something about me, is that I always have different things going on. And so this year, like last year, I was working like 2 or 3 different things, and I loved all of them, and I was really successful in all of them, but I wasn't successful in my like personal life. So I told my parents I want to focus on one thing, you know, and make this great. And so, you know, that's what I've been doing this year, or for this year. I have like one thing that I'm working on, but then it kind of scares me because I'm like, what am I gonna fall back on, you know? And so then I begin to plan different things, like if this doesn't work out, or for whatever reason, like that's the thing, guys, it's not so much being a Debbie Downer and like, oh, it's not gonna work, or not having enough faith. Like, of course I have faith. If there's anyone who will make something work, it's me. Even if I have to drag it by the head, I will make it work. Even if I have to never sleep in my life again, I will make it work. But sorry, I've been really sick. You know, something that you have to realize is that life happens. You know, in your backup plan, it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you're investing so much in, because like I said, now you should, you know, prioritize your life and focus on one thing, because that's important. Because if you focus on so many things, you're not going to really feel like you're being successful and give the best results. But your backup plan can be something that you know is always going to be there. You have one dream, you have one goal, but it's like if there was anything in life that happened where I would have to give that up, or that it wouldn't work out, you know, there's always this. And it's important to have that, and I hope I can make sense in this, but just always have a backup plan. That's something that my mom's always taught me is, Melissa, I know you're going for this, I know you're studying this, but you know, if that doesn't work out, this is going to be here for you, or that's going to be there for you. Always be prepared, always have a backup plan, always have a safety plan, basically, is what I'm trying to get to. Number 6, think short term and think long term. I think I hit this point early on, but I think when planning, that's really something important to really think about, is what are those things that I can achieve now? My sister. What are those things that I can achieve like within the next few months, and what are going to be those goals that I'm going to achieve at the end of the year? Like I said, career-wise, school-wise, it can be health-wise, you know, like, hey, at the end of the year, I want to be at this weight, or I want to have, you know, be at this health, you know. What's it going to take of me to get there? Just, you know, as of today, this is what I'm going to change in my diet. You know, it's like what we're speaking of today can be for all areas of your life, you know, or at the end of the year, I want my hair to be this long. What can you do as of now? Don't cut it. You know, like, there's just, it can go in all areas of your life. Number 7, build connections. I think this is a really important one. As you get older, you understand how important connections are. It is all about connections. It's all about who you know, and not only who you know, but who knows you. So in life, it's so important to establish healthy relationships and healthy friendships, and networking. That's what they call it in the business world. You know, they call it networking yourself. You know, you're networking all the time. You know, you meet people all the time. You know, sometimes you're going to meet a person for the first time, and the first thing they're going to ask you is, oh, you know, where do you work? Do you go to school? You know, different things like that. And you're like, you need to have clear who you are, what your life is going to look like for the next few months, because you don't know if the person you're talking to can help you. You know, can say, oh my God, look at my business or at my company, or, you know, oh hey, I do this for a living. Like, I can refer you to someone. You don't know, you know, about who you're connecting yourself with. I remember going to this birthday party, and it was the first time that I had ever really been, like, I've always been with people my age or people a bit younger than me, but these people were a lot older than me, and there were people that were already like big dogs, like top dogs in their company. And I remember this lady talking to me like, oh, you know, what do you plan on doing, and you know, what are you going to do with your degree, and oh, and how long have you been in it? It was like questions. I am sorry, my camera stopped recording, so that was a hassle. Like I was saying, this lady began to just kind of ask me, you know, these questions about my life, and you know, and it's crazy because it casually happened. I don't feel like I was sitting like in an interview, like being tortured, like, oh, I don't, you know, it was really cool. It was casually happening, and I didn't feel like it was like I was suffering, because I had a, you know, I'm someone that thinks about these things, you know, like what I'm gonna do and this and that. And I remember it was so cool because then I was able to ask her, like, so how long have you been in your company, and how did you get in your position, and this and that. And you know, she began to just explain her work process, and that was just so awesome. And when she would tell me, oh, I have friends who have studied that or did this, or who are doing what you're doing, so it was just such an awesome experience to build that connection. And I remember I had brought my friend along with me to this party, and I told him, I'm like, that was so cool, like that was such a cool experience, you know. And I think that's what is so awesome about building connections and having friends that build you. Like, you know, that is so important when you can sit down with a friend and not just talk about, I don't know what y'all can talk about, but you know, talk about actual things in life. And that's what I love about, you know, even the friends I have now. You know, we can ask each other tough questions, and you don't see that in young people these days, and I think that's what's really sad, you know. And so just establishing friendships that are going to challenge you, and also establishing connections that maybe, like, you'll never see that person again, but you don't know how that person can one day remember, this girl was going to study this, I need her. And you can't do that if you don't have your goals clear. So get your stuff cleared. Number 8, hustle. Work hard and work smart. Hustle is one of my favorite words. It's like hustle, 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 hustle. You know, working hard and smart is so important. And you know, I just love meeting people who are hard workers. You know, they really dedicate themselves, like their heart is invested in being successful. And I remember telling my mom, I'm like, Mom, I want to be successful. Like, I'm obsessed with being successful. Like, I want to see myself, like, be someone in life. When you're working hard and you're working smart, you somehow just become passionate. You know, when you become passionate about what you're doing, you just like, man, you're like undefeatable, you're unstoppable. Like, no one can bring you down and no one can stop you. And being someone who's very faith-based, you know, like, I pray about everything and I'm believing God can do things in my life, but I'm never gonna settle to just like, God's gonna make it happen, I'm just gonna sit here and watch Netflix all day. No, like, yes, God's gonna make things happen, and yes, He's gonna open doors for me, but I'm also gonna work hard, you know. And as I'm working hard and as I'm running through life and being smart about my decisions and not making decisions that are gonna stop my dreams and slow me down, you know, God's gonna continue to open those doors for me. So I think that that is my number one thing, is like working hard, like hustling. You know, a hustler is someone who doesn't slow down, and they vigorously and they violently go towards their dreams. And sometimes you have to be that way. You gotta be rough. Like, you know, no one is gonna have pity for you. No one's gonna care what your status in life is. No one's gonna care if your heart is broken. No one's gonna care what's happened to you in your life. When you get out there and you gotta make something work, like, they're not asking you how you feel. Like, they just want to see, hey, what have you brought to the table? And so, like, you gotta vigorously and roughly and violently go towards what you want, because that's the only way you're gonna break through those wall of limitations. You know, if I'm, and I say that because, like, let's say I'm wanting to run through a wall for whatever reason. Like, not that I would ever do that, but I'm not gonna go like, hey, wall, excuse me, just patting the wall. No, I'm gonna like karate chop that mug, you know, like very violently, vigorously, and find tools that I can like just smash up and bring that wall down, you know. And that's how we need to be with our dreams. Like, the moment something in life wants to bring us down, or they tell us you can't because of this. I say that and I'm so passionate about that point because there's so many people in life that want you to fail, and that's so sad to me. You know, and I don't understand why there's people in life that desire for someone to fail. Like, you're evil! What's wrong with you? You know, and then there's people that you'll work with, or there's people along your path that are just gonna make your life hard. You know what? Like, forget them. Like, move on. You know, like, you gotta just make your life happen. And I think I've said this so many times, no one else can make your dreams happen, only you can make them happen. So, hustle. Serious. Number 9, stay task-oriented. There's so many things, so many distractions in life that can happen. And another thing is you have to know what you want. Because when you know what you want, no matter if other opportunities come in life, you're not going to take them if they're not going to get you towards where you need to be. And that's what I mean by being task-oriented. You know, like, there's many times, like, people who don't really know what they want, they go and they take any opportunity that life presents them. And then those opportunities don't work out, and then they're right back at square one. You know, so the thing about knowing what you want is that you're able to stay task-oriented, meaning, like, if I'm working on a task and an opportunity is presented to me, that opportunity does not benefit the task I am working on, I am not going to take that opportunity. And I'm just going to keep on continuing to make this task stronger and successful, and I'm going to persevere in my task. You know, and I'm going to accomplish my task because let's say I took this opportunity that had nothing to do with what I was working on. What got done? Nothing. I just got sidetracked, you know, and that can even not just be opportunities but be things in life, you know, like friendships, relationships, dumb things, you know, that we get caught up on, and it just stops us. I think the most amazing thing I heard this week from a great friend that visited us from Colombia, she said, there are so many things in life that have happened to people that have made them lose their purpose in life. And I think that the most dangerous thing that can ever happen is for you to lose your purpose in life. You know, so, and you know, losing your purpose in life, obviously you're gonna lose track of where you were. You know, you don't even know, like, where to start and how to get back on track because you just got so off track. It's like, oh my God, how do I get back to my routine? How do I get back to that person that I was, you know, who just wanted to be great, you know, but got all smashed up by other stuff, you know? Like, stay task oriented, and I mean this in all areas of your life. Not just school, not just work, but in all areas. And I'll leave it there. And last one, number 10, stay positive. And I think this one is so important because, you know, there's so much negativity. There's so much of it. There's so much negativity that it's very easy for us to get discouraged. And I think that if we're able to stay positive, that, you know, that's going to be key in anything that you do. And you know what, there's going to be some things that are not going to work out. And like I said, I'm not being a Debbie Downer. It's sometimes being realistic. There might be some things that will not work out, but it's staying positive about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's taking what happened and moving on. Taking what happened and turning it into a lesson learned. It's really staying positive about situations, staying positive about failures, staying positive about things in your life that didn't work out. And this can be school, this can be relationships, this can be careers, this can be anything in your life, friendships. This can be so many things that maybe you wanted and desired something so badly in your life and it didn't work out for whatever reason. It doesn't mean you're a failure, and it doesn't mean that it's not going to present itself again, but so much better. And you know, in life, I think I said this in the last day that I vlogged, you deserve the absolute best. And I think that if there's anyone in life or anything in life that makes you feel like you're not capable of being the best, like you're not capable of accomplishing your dreams, you need to cut that thing out of your life, because you need to just eliminate all negativity from your life. Anything, it can be, you know, a situation, or it can be a person. You just need to cut all negativity out of your life, you know, and begin to be a positive person. And that's something that I became very strict with myself about, you know, and there's many times that we can kind of act in a abrupt way and say, I'm cutting everything out of my life that's negative, but there's gonna come a time in life where you're just fed up with all the negativity and all the stupidity, you know, in life that just wants to pick at you and say you're not good enough. Heck no! Like, go prove them. No, don't even try to prove anyone wrong. Just go do your life. Like, go be happy. Go do what makes you happy. It's not about proving anyone wrong. It's about doing you, you know? Proving yourself happy. That's all what it's about. You know, it's not about people. It's not about your financial situation. It's not about how smart you are, how book smart you are, or, you know, maybe you hate school. Like, you're like, how am I going to accomplish my dreams if I can't even stay awake in class? You know, there's so many things that we deal with. We all are fighting a different battle, but you have to stay positive, because the moment you allow negativity in your life is the day you will fail. It's the day where life won you over. Like, you have to win life over. It's like you have to do life, don't let life do you, basically. And, you know, continue to stay positive and believing that you can achieve and be anything that you want to, if you just set your mind to it. And that sounds so cliche, and it sounded even more cliche when I said it out loud, but it's so true. So just really stay positive, and it's like, hey, if there's no one in life that believes in you, Melissa believes in you. So just as I've had people in my life that have said, Melissa, you're worth so much more, I'm here to tell you you're worth so much more, and I believe that you can accomplish your dreams and goals that you've set for 2016. So I hope you enjoyed this video, you guys. I'm so happy that this is the first video of 2016. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Write them dreams down, make them happen, and who knows where we will be, all of us, at the end of this year. I really love you guys a lot. Alright guys, have a fabulous day and a fabulous rest of the year, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!